That was a very warm introduction. Thanks everyone for listening. I'm Kelly Malcolm with Amex Exploration, which, although we've done quite well in the market, we've found, in my opinion, quite a lot of high-grade gold, is still underknown and not a broadly understood project and company. So I hope today that can change a little bit in this audience. So I will make forward-looking statements throughout this presentation. Amex is very strong on a capital front. We have done exceptionally well in the market, pre-discovery, trading about 5 or 8 cents, hit a high at the end of last year of $4.20, currently trading about $3.13. Coincidentally, Jay picked us up right in that little dip that happened a few months ago, so good timing on his end. Great shareholders here. Market cap around $250 million Canadian. We've got about $17 or $18 million in the bank, spending about $2 million a month on one of Canada's biggest drilling programs. We've got 8 drills currently operating, 10 drills on site, and we've been doing this since discovery at the end of 2018. Company's led by Victor Cantore, who has previously been involved in the lithium space as well as financing junior companies. Jacques Trottier is the chairman of the board. He is a PhD geologist, founded a company called Celadin. That was acquired in 2014 for over $600 million. It's a really neat story. He picked that up as a small Peruvian artisanal mine and built it up to 3 million ounces of gold and hope to do it again here. Also myself, VP Exploration, previously with Detour Gold, St. Andrew Goldfields, and some junior companies. And we've also got Brian Coates on the board, who was the past president of Osisko Gold Royalties, and funny enough, was born and raised in the small town that we're operating in Quebec. Here we are adjacent to the town of Normetal, road accessible, easy to drive to Timmins, Kirkland Lake, Rouen, Val-d'Or, essentially right in the hub of the Abitibi gold mining district. This is a look at our property geology. We've made a number of gold discoveries. The one that's really driving our valuation increase over the past several years is the Eastern Gold Zone, aptly named on the east, comprised of high-grade zone and Denise. One is very high-grade, one is much lower grade, but much larger in terms of volume. We've got the Gratien Gold Zone to the west, the Grey Cat Zone, Central Polymetallic Zone. We've also announced 2 new high-grade gold discoveries marked there by the stars in the middle of the map. And in addition to that, we also made a high-grade copper discovery a few months ago that we're working on expanding currently. So lots of potential. We found, in my opinion, quite a lot of gold, and we're working to significantly expand upon that in the coming months. This is a really cool slide, just shows the progression really quickly from discovery of the Eastern Gold Zone, which is on the right of the map, that's looking down, and then looking from underground at the same images. So this is right after discovery in 2018. After definition drilling, drilled down to about 500 meters on the high-grade zone, started expanding the overall footprint of mineralization. By year-end 2020, we've drilled down to over 1.2 kilometers, which is more than 2 CN towers deep, hitting high-grade gold consistently from surface to those depths, as well as significantly expanded the overall gold footprint on the project. Here is the Eastern Gold Zone. So we've got our high-grade zone that kind of trends northeast, away from the main structure that runs very east-west. And then you've got that big, broad Denise zone. We put out numbers yesterday up to 8 grams over 44 meters from that zone. So even though it's a lower grade system, there is some very high grade gold present. This is a look at a long section, basically from underground, looking at the high grade zone vein. We found gold from just below surface down to over 1.25 kilometers. Exceptional results. And the neat thing about Amex, and something that differentiates us, is we are very consistent in delivering high-grade gold. You can see by the pink corridor that runs throughout that longitudinal section that this high-grade gold is very continuous, and that is something that sets us apart. Some of the numbers we put out in the past 6 or so weeks: 102 grams over 6 meters, 29 grams over 8.4 meters, 37 over 6.2. That's from the deeper portion on the left of the map. And then near the shallow portion, 84 grams over 5.6, 44 over 7, 76 over 3.5. And we've been literally, if you look on Stockwatch and go through the past 3 years here, we have been delivering these numbers again and again and again and again. Denise is adjacent to the high-grade zone, which is really interesting. It is significantly larger, lower-grade mineralization, but like I said, does have the potential for high-grade gold too. Some examples of some of the bigger numbers here: 115 meters of 1.4 grams, 189 of 1, 50 of 2.1, 100 of 1, and you can also, like I said, get some higher-grade material. We put out 8 grams over 44 meters yesterday. We've also hit 40 grams over 5.5 meters, so lots of different ways you can look at this, but the way that we're currently modeling it is a big bulk tonnage system that should be easily accessible by an open pit, which coincidentally will allow you access to the upper portion of that very high-grade Bonanza high-grade zone. Metallurgy here is basically perfect on the high-grade zone, better than 99% gold recovery. The reason being is it's very free gold. Most comes out by gravity, so better than 75% of all of our gold was recovered by simple gravity, which is the same way they've been recovering gold in the Yukon for hundreds of years now. We've got another zone called GRATIEN that we don't do that much work on, but it's also sizable, kilometric in scope, stacked lenses of high-grade gold mineralization. Examples from this zone include 1.5 meters of 67, 4.2 of 17, 5 of 27. We've got another zone called the Grey Cat Gold Zone that sits in between. There's a little legend in the upper right portion of the map here. This one's disseminated, near surface, low-grade gold. Examples: 34 meters of 1.9, 27 meters of 3.4, 28 meters of 1.2, and again, very consistent. Here's a longitudinal section looking from surface down to over 350 meters. This looks like a really simple, easy starter pit, and we're enthused about the ounces that will come out of this as well. And then the fun stuff. So on our regional front, we're doing about 25,000 meters dedicated solely to regional exploration drilling, which is more than a lot of junior companies do in a year on everything that they've got. From that 25,000 meters, we made 2 new gold discoveries in the past year, 3.9 meters of 58 grams per ton in the first one. Second one on the bottom, 7.3 meters of 22 grams per ton gold. Again, very high-grade gold. The neat thing about these 2 discoveries in particular, it's really hard to see on this screen, unfortunately, but we've got the high-grade zone trending sort of in this orientation, northeast orientation. These 2 new discoveries trend on a parallel structure to the north. So we've started to unlock the secrets to the high-grade mineralization on the property. And looking at this map, it's too hard to show on this slide, but come to the booth and I'm happy to show you what that looks like. But there's a number of these repeating structures elsewhere on the project. And lastly, we made a copper discovery recently, which we're really excited about. We've always thought this property had VMS potential. In fact, it was originally explored for copper by Falconbridge when we acquired the project several years ago. And the neat thing about this discovery in particular is it's directly adjacent to a past producing mine. That mine went from surface to over 2.4 kilometers, mined over 50 years. It's 4 kilometers away from us. We essentially hit the exact same grade over the exact same widths, or very similar grade over very similar widths to that past producing mine. So we think there is something sizable, substantial there. We're doing some more work on it. Just for reference, the past producer was 10 million tons, 2.1% copper, 5% zinc, half a gram of gold, 45 grams of silver. Our hit was 8 meters of 2.4% zinc, or 2.4% copper, 0.7 zinc, 0.3 gold, and 22 grams of silver. So very similar mineralization. We have a drill sitting there working continuously on this zone, and it's kind of a sweetener that we're adding to the overall the story. We're still a gold-focused exploration company, but we think that the copper is quite exciting, especially considering the market for copper at the moment. And basically, in summary here, what we're doing is we're drilling a whole lot of holes. We're in the middle of a 300,000 meter drilling program, spending about $2 to $2.5 million monthly on exploration. We've raised over $55 million for this company. And our goal here is to put out a resource and advance it to the next level, be it a transaction or be it building, potentially building up the project ourselves.